I've written my speech on smaller cards today because feedback I've received is talking too fast and not looking at the camera enough. So let's see how I do today. So good morning to everyone in the room today and listening at home and watching online. So I'd like to start today by giving a quick roundup of the past month since our last council meeting. So just after the meeting, I attended the South Burnett Suicide Prevention Working Group meeting, where we finalised the Walk for Hope details and then participated later in the month at the 4 park runs over the South Burnett. I attended and volunteered at the Brisbane Valley Blackbutt Rail Trail end, where we had a very small but committed group of runners and walkers for Park Run, who all got dressed up in yellow and thoroughly enjoyed the cake at the end of the morning. So I also, during this month, attended the Closing the Gap celebrations hosted by Darling Downs Health at the Kingaroy Hospital. And that was a really fabulous day, showcasing lots of different services, and the Waka Waka dancers were amazing. The little young fella who dances with them is such a joy and brings a smile to everybody's face. This was followed by attending the Lifelight Dinner Under the Stars dinner, where a group of us Blackbutt Lions got together and decided to participate in the Best Dressed Table competition, which I'm happy to report we won hands down as the best dressed table for the night. My mother, Colleen, doesn't really quite understand how auctions work. Proceeded to bid on every single thing with the hugest enthusiasm, and our Lions Club ended up donating well over $500 on the night by winning some of those auctions. So it was really funny, and yes, we had to get her to put a hand down a few times and let somebody else have a turn at getting one of those auction prizes. And a very big thank you to Kingaroy Rotary Club for putting on the Dinner Under the Stars and supporting Lifelight. I'm pretty sure there was a very good amount of money raised on that evening. As Jane mentioned, we got together earlier in the month, last month, and we attended the Bunya Mountains Dingo stakeholders meeting. And then we went off on our little jaunt to Toowoomba with the intention of just being observers at the volunteering in Queensland community feedback sessions. This was hosted by the Queensland Government and chaired by Mr. Lister. I can't remember his first name. Anyway, so this was really interesting, listening to what everybody else in the volunteering world was talking about, and the struggles that they have with keeping and actually recruiting volunteers. So not enough volunteers are helping out. There's too much regulation and paperwork, and the rising cost of insurances is really hampering volunteer organisations in this day and age. Also, being able to attract younger members to put their hand up and do some volunteer hours. So what we experience here in the South Burnett with our volunteers is really just happening all over the state. So it's not just here at all. So there's a lot of red tape nowadays in community organisations, and that was the feedback that was coming up there. So whilst we were meant to be observers, Jane did put her hand up and go and ask if she was allowed to participate. And yes. So, and I will report that Jane passionately and honestly spoke about how hard it is to get volunteers and how it is impacting already our overworked community groups. So I've also attended 9 community meetings at different venues around Division 2. It's a great way to keep up to date with what is coming up over the next couple of months. Now, I'm probably going to get a little bit controversial, but anyway, I think I was pretty quiet and didn't respond to some recent things on social media. To all the keyboard warriors who have attacked us over the decision to approve the best at Ellesmere, I went and looked over the agenda and I had a look at the 3 objections that were lodged against this development. And I didn't see your names on any of those objections. It is all well and good to be unhappy about decisions after the event, but everyone had the opportunity to object to the development during the notification period. I will also take this opportunity to remind you all that our council finds out about these projects when you all do. We are not consulted prior to the land being purchased or leased by these developers. So maybe you all need to start talking to landholders and our state and federal MPs about how this process works. Because until the federal and state governments change the legislation to better serve our communities, nothing is going to change. This FES at Ellesmere passed the planning legislation test, and I was not going to waste your ratepayer money fighting a losing battle. I'd like to now thank our hardworking road, slashing and parks crews on the fantastic job you are doing around the region. I appreciate the mammoth task you have ahead of you, catching up with all the work after these weather events we have experienced since December. The next community meeting will be held next week on Tuesday, starting at 1:30 to 3:30 at Maidenwell, and then we're all going down to Blackbutt, 5:30 to 7:30, and I'd like to see as many of you there as possibly can. I would like to finish by quoting a saying I tell my kids often. Sorry. In a world where you can be anything, be kind.